Way to real weapons being real with self. My mind to see the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time for me to love to the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real weapons being real with self. My mind to see the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. Money, money, money. All you got is like money. Like Kanye West said, everybody not everything, not everything is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's involved. You know why money so much? Why do you get up and go to work? Why try to do about money? I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. Not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. Now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class. Hey, Cortez. Morning, good morning, good morning. It is your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the working class. Facebook, I'm going to shut down one more time and try to reboot, man, and see if I can't get you guys. If not, you may have to jump over to YouTube because I do stream live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So let me try that. I know you guys, for some people, it's easier to catch it on Facebook. So let me try that. I'm actually going to reboot my phone, and then we'll try to come back to you guys live here. Give me 1 second. YouTube, good morning, good morning, good morning. Having some technical difficulties with Facebook this morning. So I'm going to try to make preparations to get them back on live, and then we will start the show. So give me a couple minutes. I know we're a little bit late, but we're talking about how to effectively and legally minimize your taxes, guys. Your taxes are your number one, your biggest expense. So if you don't understand how to effectively minimize your taxes, then you're going to struggle financially because that is your biggest expense. So we're talking about how to effectively and legally minimize your taxes. I am your main man, H. Cortez, one and only financial health mentor to the working class, where I do my absolute best to bring practical yet proven wealth building strategies to working class men and women all over this great nation of ours. I count it a blessing and honor and truly a privilege to be able to present to you each and every morning as we come to you live with the show. So do me a huge, huge favor. If you're checking this out on YouTube, then grab the link and go ahead and share it with your followers on your favorite social media platform, be it Twitter, be it Instagram, be it Facebook, wherever you like to share your links. Do me a favor and share this link there as well, as I prepare to grab my sponsor information for today. I'm sorry, I'm a little discombobulated. I hate that when I don't have, when my feed is acting funny on one platform, it just kind of throws me off in the morning, and it's acting funny on Facebook. So let me see if I can jump back in and get those guys going. But I'm also looking to grab the name of the church, God's Divine Order. Grab the name of the church. All right. So give me 1 second, YouTube. Let me jump back on Facebook and see if I can go live and get the stream to act right for me. I don't think I am because it's still showing. I have no bars on my Sprint network this morning. I don't know what that's all about, but I'm going to try it anyway. I guess you guys saying that's what they get because it flaked out on you guys on Friday, so you guys couldn't get the stream. So now Facebook can't get the stream this morning. But it's all good, man. That's why I like to simulcast, because between the two of them, somebody's going to get something good, right? Let's see. Hopefully that's better. Nope, I see it still delaying. How to legally minimize your taxes. All right, we're just going to set up and just hope for the best, guys. Hope for the best. I am an eternal optimist. So it looks like it's still dragging behind just a little bit, but it is what it is. All right, so today's show is brought to you by, no, not today's show is brought to you by, who is the show for, all right? If you are rising and grinding this morning and you know you got to get up, get out and get something, this show is for you. If you are serious about building a legacy and you're looking for tips, strategies, game plan on how to build wealth, how to lay the foundation for building a legacy for you and your family, this show, my friend, is for you. If you are, Cassandra said we're good to go. All right, so I appreciate you guys being patient with me. If you are the type of person who want to do something today to make your great-great-grandchildren proud to bear your name, then this show, my friend, is for you. If you are a go-getter and you are looking for a way to build wealth, then I want to give you some practical wisdom and strategies on how to effectively use the tax code to do just that. This show, my friend, is for you. If you, on the other hand, are one of those people who are sitting back watching the debates, trying to figure out if Hillary or Donald Trump is going to fix the economy instead of focusing on your economy, this show, my friend, is not for you. If you're one of those people who got that weird relationship with money, where you think money is evil, capitalism is bad, this show, my friend, is not for you. If you are, you know, just a pessimistic type person, this show ain't for you, man, because we bring positive energy, optimism. I mean, that's just what I am and who I am and what I am about. And my Facebook stream just don't want to act right for me this morning at all. Well, this show is not for you guys. And just in case you stumbled up on this show on accident, I just want to let you know that we're about positive energy. We're about building wealth. We're going to say the word money, wealth, legacy about 300 times during the course of this show. And if that's something that you're not about, then you want to tune out now. Now, let's be clear. I do not have a problem with you not wanting to be wealthy. I only have a problem with you having a problem with me wanting to be wealthy. So I tell you every morning, if you've never seen a picture of a future billionaire before, I want you to take a screenshot and then watch me work over the next 10 to 15 years, because you're looking at a future billionaire right now. And if you don't like that statement, you think it's arrogant, you think it's too bold, too radical, then maybe this show is not for you. So let's move on. Today's show is brought to you by American Hustle Investments out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They're actually having me up tomorrow night. Doors open at 6. Presentation starts at 6:30. I will be at God's Divine Order Church, that's 7817 West Brown Deer Road, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53223. Again, that is God's Divine Order, 7817 West Brown Deer Road, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53223. And then I am going to try Facebook one last time. One last time, man. It's just won't. I'm on my Wi-Fi and it still won't give me a good signal to go live, man. This is really sucking this morning. Let's see if I'm gonna have problems connecting. Yeah, it just won't connect for me this morning for whatever reason. I have to switch up my carrier. So American Hustle, if you don't know anything about American Hustle is, like me, all about building wealth in our communities and teaching people how to get financially healthy and then putting them in a position to invest. And their main portfolio of investing is in the area of real estate. But Jay Turner, the founder of American Hustle Investments, is inviting me up to come share with a group of people that they put together on this wealth building journey to help working class people just build wealth from scratch. So I will be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin tomorrow. Doors open at 6, presentation at 6:30. I will be in Atlanta, Georgia this weekend, starting Friday evening. I'll probably roll into town somewhere around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock on Friday, having a meet and greet at the Crown Plaza Airport Hotel from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Saturday morning. And then who knows what the day holds. We may be able to get together after I do, I'm in workshops pretty much all day Saturday until about 6 p.m. So maybe after that, we can get together and do another meet and greet, maybe a happy hour or something like that. I'm not sure. But I will be in Atlanta. So if you're in the Atlanta, GA area, and you want to connect with me, send me a message on Facebook. Today, we're talking about how to effectively and legally minimize your taxes. Most people don't realize that their tax liability is their biggest expense. Point blank, period. You ask 10 people what's their biggest expense, most will say their mortgage. Some may even say their car note. Some may even say education for the children, because they got children in private schools and things of that nature. And I get it. If you have more than one child in a private school institution, then that's a pretty hefty expense. But what I want you to understand is that your taxes is actually your biggest expense. All right, so now we got a little bit of a feed going. Let me jump back to Facebook real quick. I don't know why, just my service was down for some reason. All right, let's see. How to minimize your taxes. All right, so I think we're tracking. I think we're tracking on Facebook. Yep, that's better. I'm right on speed. So cool beans. So when you're looking at taxes, guys, I know some of you guys are sitting back, and we've all heard that wealthy people pay very little taxes, right? We all heard that there are certain things, some things are known as tax shelters that will allow you to hide your money and keep you from paying taxes. And some of us spend a tremendous amount of time complaining about how wealthy people don't pay any taxes. And I'm here to tell you guys, don't hate the player. Don't even hate the game. Just learn how to play. Don't hate the player. Don't hate the game, just learn how to play. When they talked about 8 years ago when Mitt Romney was running for Democratic or for president, and they talked about him not paying any taxes, everybody was concerned about him not releasing his tax statements. I'm not concerned about him not paying taxes or releasing his tax statements. I'm trying to figure out how he's not paying taxes. When Warren Buffett talked about the tax code needs to change because as a multi-billionaire, he pays less tax percentage-wise than his secretary. I'm not mad at Warren Buffett. I'm trying to figure out why. So I've spent my entire working life studying, or my entire adult life studying wealthy people, because if you're going to do something, you study the people who've already done it or who are currently doing it. So I plan to be a billionaire. So I study people like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and Oprah and Bob Johnson and the Roberts brothers, people like that who have already done it. So I'm saying, how can I become a billionaire? And guess what? If you want to attain wealth at any level, it's extremely hard to build wealth when you are overtaxed. Point blank, period. So you have to understand how the tax game is, how the tax code is written, and how you can play the game on the right team. Now, I don't want you to misconstrue what I'm saying. First, let me give you my disclaimer. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a tax preparer. I'm not a tax accountant. I do have one on the stream, and she will chime in if I tell you anything wrong. She has no problem speaking up and saying, "Whoa, Mr. H. Cortez." So shout out to Yvette Armstrong, Yvette Best. You know, she has her own accounting firm, and we work together closely with my financial success membership, and she helps keep me on task when it comes to speaking on taxes and things of that nature. But we're talking about ways that you can legally minimize your taxes, because if your taxes is your largest expense, your income tax alone will take about 1/3 of your income. If you look at your pay stub and you look at, we're getting close to the end of the year, I want you to look at your year-to-date gross and then your year-to-date net, and that difference is the taxes that came out of your check. And then I want you to see if that tax amount is equal to about 1/3 of your income for that year. And I promise you, it'd be really close, 28 to 33%, right? That's just income tax. Now you add in state tax. If you live in the city, you might have a city tax. If you you might have a county tax. Then you have personal property tax, real estate tax. You have gas tax, school tax. By the time a working class person finishes paying all of those taxes, you're taxed about 50 to 60% of your income. And then you wonder why you struggle year after year after year, because you're literally trying to live off 40% of your income. Well, that ain't how wealthy people play the game. Wealthy people understand that the tax code was written for business people, by business people. So in order to play the game on the winning team, you will have to get into business for yourself. Now, I know that scares the bejesus out of some people, right? You mean to tell me I've got to get in business? If you want to build wealth, one of the fastest ways to build wealth is through enterprise. We are living in a free enterprise capitalistic system. And a lot of times we have come to believe, based on the school system and on the way we're trained, that there's something wrong with capitalism. There's nothing wrong with capitalism. Capitalism is a tool, just like money is a tool, just like socialism is a tool, just like a hammer is a tool. It all depends on who's wielding that tool that determines whether it's good or bad. I can build you a beautiful mansion with a hammer, but I can also crack you upside your head with that same hammer. Now, is the hammer evil, or is the person wielding the hammer evil? It's the same thing with money. It's a tool. It's the same thing with capitalism. It's a tool. And guess what? Capitalism ain't going nowhere, y'all. So you might as well figure out how to deal with it. It's not going anywhere. So you might as well figure out how to use this tool to the best of your ability. And the biggest and the boldest and the #1 wealth building tool in all of the world is the United States tax code. That's why people come here. Not just for capitalism, but capitalism gives you this tool when you get here and get involved in capitalism to start building real wealth for you and your family, right? So you have to understand that. Now, we teach in my Financial Success Membership how to start a home-based business, right? Why is a home-based business important? One reason, taxes. Right? Because when I start a business in my home, I have I just renovated my basement because I'm putting an athletic training facility in my basement. So since I retired from my corporate job, that's one thing that I've always wanted to do, is train young athletes because I can bring them in and train their bodies, but at the same time, I can help condition their mind for success, not just in sports, but in life in general. I believe I've literally been called to be a mentor to the youth. And that's my way of reaching them, is through athletics and through sports and things of that nature. Now that I have my basement renovated for this athletic training facility, the square footage of that basement in comparison to the square footage of the living space in my home overall now allows me to write off a portion of my mortgage as a tax deduction. I don't believe y'all heard me this morning. Guys, if you want to build wealth, you have to minimize your expenses. The biggest expense that you have is taxes. The easiest and simplest way to minimize taxes is by starting a home-based business. Why? Because a lot of the things that you are spending money on right now today to maintain your home can be converted to a legal, ethical, and moral tax deduction. So we're talking about you having the ability to write off a percentage of your lifestyle. So think about it like this. Most of you guys are watching this on some sort of electronic device, whether it is a laptop, PC, desktop, smartphone. You got an internet connection that you're watching this on. Well, guess what? When you have all of that stuff, you're going to pay those bills, whether you have a business in your home or not. So what I'm simply saying is, if you want to minimize your taxes, then start a home-based business. Now a percentage of the cell phone bill, a percentage of the mortgage, a percentage of the internet bill, a percentage of the miles that you drive, vacations, meals and entertainment, all of that stuff becomes tax deductible. right? So here's how simple it is to start a home-based business. Now, you're on my show, so I'm get to plug my home-based business. My Financial Success membership will teach you how to build wealth. It will teach you investment strategies and how to invest, but you can also refer people to my Financial Success membership and start earning commissions. And because we pay commissions, now my Financial Success membership qualifies you as having a home-based business. So if you partner with me, it's $0 to start, $35 a month. I don't know where you can go to start a business for $0 and then $35 a month just to maintain and get tutoring, mentorship, get the tools, the education, a website, hosting, autoresponders, all the stuff that we give you. We set you up completely and wholly to run your own home-based business. But you don't have to partner with me. Some of you guys already have passions for certain things in your life. So what I'm suggesting to you is take whatever it is that you're passionate about, turn it into a home-based business, and that's going to allow you to legally, ethically, and morally minimize your taxes. Legally, ethically, and morally minimize your taxes. Because again, say for instance, your passion is baking, right? Your passion is baking, and you bake some of the best cookies in the world. Well, if you decided to box those cookies and start selling them, then you can literally turn your home into a home-based business where you bake cookies on the side. And what does that mean? All the supplies that you buy for baking now becomes tax deductible. When you're using your internet to study and research recipes to bake different things, now a portion of your internet bill becomes tax deductible. When you're using your cell phone to take orders for your cookies, now that cell phone bill becomes tax deductible. When you're driving from here to there to deliver your cookies, the miles that you're driving to deliver the cookies now becomes tax deductible. When you go from your house to the store to pick up the flour, the sugar, the chocolate chips, the oatmeal, whatever kind of cookies you're making, now the miles you drive to the store and back to pick up those supplies to bake those cookies are tax deductible. When you leave here and go talk to friends and family, maybe you're going out of town to a family reunion, right? I don't go to family reunions anymore. I go to family networking events because I'm talking to my family about my business. So maybe you leave here and drive down to Tupelo, Mississippi, where I'm from, and maybe you've got family down there too. And you don't go to a family reunion, you go there and you set up a meeting with 3 or 4 of your cousins and say, hey, I want you guys to come into my bakery business with me. Here's how the plan works. You can start baking cookies out of your house and you can start selling those cookies. You can use this format. Based on that business meeting alone, now all of the expenses that you had to go down to visit family now become tax deductible because you mix your business with a little bit of pleasure, and there's nothing wrong with that. Even if you got down there and you had to take a few family members out to dinner to tell them about your business experience and how you want them to partner with you, now the meals that you picked up the tab for are tax deductible. See, some of you guys still aren't getting it. You're trying to figure out, how does a tax deduction actually help me? All right, so let me break it down for you. The IRS says this: in order to take advantage of the tax code to build wealth, you have to have 4 things. First of all, you have to have the knowledge. Good morning, William. You have to have the knowledge to execute in business, right? So if you know how to bake cookies, then you have the knowledge. All right, the second thing you have to do, you have to be working your business in an attempt to make a profit. You're selling your cookies, you're not giving them away, right? So you're trying to make a profit. Third thing you have to do is you have to work your business on a regular and consistent basis, right? Now that is very loosely defined. Maybe you only sell cookies during the holidays. So that if you're doing that every year, that's a regular basis. Now, we're not talking about you start a business today and you should be working in your business every day, but you work it every 6 months. That doesn't count. But there are things such as seasonal businesses, right? So you can have a seasonal business and that can be considered regular and consistent. And then you have to keep good records. One thing that our Financial Success membership comes with is record keeping software that allows you to track all of your tax deductions. So what you do is, now that you have your business, I'm gonna tell you how that actually affects you and puts more money back in your pocket. 2 ways. The first way is when you have a home-based business on your W-4 form, you're able to claim your home-based business. And when you do that, you pick up 1, maybe 2 additional allowances. A lot of you guys may not even be familiar with what the W-4 form is. That's the form you filled out on your job when you got started to tell your employer how much money to withhold from your paycheck for taxes, right? That form has 2 things that you're recording. You're recording your dependents and you're recording allowances. Most people don't know the difference between a dependent and an allowance. The dependents are the people that you're taking care of. Your children, maybe you have some grown folks, maybe you have a parent who is not able to take care of themselves, so that's your dependent. They are dependent upon your income for their survival. So that's a dependent. But an allowance are things that you are privileges that you get for being in this country. So for instance, everybody who's in America legally gets an allowance of $6,300 per year, or the ability to make $6,300 per year tax-free. That's an allowance, right? Child income tax credit is an allowance. So on that form, they ask you, do you have children that qualify for that allowance, right? Charitable donations, you're giving a tax benefit or an allowance if you donate to charity. Well, guess what? Having a business in your home or a business of any kind is also an allowance. So understanding the difference between dependents and allowances are key, because when you understand that, now you can claim your home-based business and pick up 2 additional allowances, and that's going to bring more money back into your household from your check on your job. Most people who partner with us and allow us to coach them will increase their take-home pay $200 to $400 per month because of the allowance of claiming their home-based business on the front end. That's one way having a home-based business and tax deductions can help you, right? So if I can help you free up an extra $200 to $400, will that help you give you the money that you could use to grow your business, to maybe pay for a little bit of marketing, to maybe pay for some branding, to maybe pay for some coaching, to maybe pay for some extra tools, maybe pay for some equipment? Sure it does. That's why that provision and that allowance is there on a W-4 form. Uncle Sam is saying, hey, do you have a business? If so, let me know about your business. And instead of taking all of your tax money up front, I'm going to take I'm going to take less of your tax money and free that money up so you can grow your business, right? So you can grow your business. So having a business in your home, number one, brings more income into your household from your job. So when you partner with me in the Financial Success Membership, you're going to get an increase in pay for 8 out of 10 people. Now, what about those other 20%? The other 20% may have their W-4 form filled out correctly. They may already be claiming a business on their W-4 form, so they may not be able to increase their take-home pay. Well, for those people, then we go right into you making a profit in your business. So the second way that you minimize your tax by having a home-based business is you look at your lifestyle and how those expenses can add up for you. So for me, I'm a youth basketball coach and trainer. I used to be a volunteer youth basketball coach and trainer. Ask me why I stopped. Because being a volunteer, the tax deductions aren't the same. Right now, as a volunteer youth basketball coach and trainer, I get 14 cents a mile that I drive in my personal vehicle to volunteer, right? But as a business owner, I get 57.5 cents per mile that I drive for my youth basketball academy. Big difference, guys. So I stopped being a volunteer and I opened up my own for-profit entity so I can minimize my taxes even further. So how does this work against your income on your job? Last year, with my 2 businesses, my financial education business and my youth basketball academy, I had $21,000 in tax deductions or something like that, right? Something like that, and tax deduction. So when I added in my square footage of my home that I'm able to write off, all the miles that I drove for basketball and for business, the meals and entertainment, I took about 6 business trips last year. So all of that stuff totaled about $21,000 in tax deductions, right? So here's how that works against your income on your job. That for me ended up being a loss. I didn't make $21,000 in business. I made about $2,000 in business, right? But I had $21,000 in expenses. So that basically netted me $19,000 in losses. Well, the IRS tax code says that I can levy losses against any other income that I have. So what other income did I have? I had income from my job. I made about $60,000 on my job last year, and I had $19,000 worth of losses in my business. So instead of being taxed on $60,000, I'm taxed on, what's the difference? $41,000. So $19,000 brought my $60,000 salary on my job to a taxable amount of $41,000. So now instead of being taxed 28% on $60,000, I'm taxed 28% on $41,000. That is a huge difference. That's a savings about $8,000 to $10,000 in tax liability, guys. Morning, Andre. So when you're talking about how can writing off my lifestyle help me, that can help in a tremendous way. Now, for some of you guys, when you're married, you have a spouse, reducing one spouse's taxable income from $60,000 to $41,000 might bring your taxable income down enough that you can fall into a lower tax bracket. So not only do you pay a lower tax amount, you pay a smaller percentage. So we're talking about using the tax code to build wealth, but you got to understand this thing fully and how it can benefit you. Some of you guys are scared to death to go into business because you're thinking about, if you don't get it, if you don't make it, if you fail in business. Well, the tax code says that I'm going to give you a head start. You're going to get a head start in business just by opening a business. You get a head start. So maybe you don't be profitable right out of the gate, but if you're working a home-based business like we suggest, and you keep your day job, now you add a 1099 with your W-2. And now you're able to legally, legitimately, ethically, and morally write off a portion of your lifestyle that will reduce your taxable income on your job and save you $8,000, $10,000, $12,000, $16,000 a year in tax liability. That's the money that working class people need to free up in order to get themselves out of debt so that they can ultimately start investing in their future. 60–70% of people in this country have less than $5,000 in a retirement account, y'all. And the reason is they're overtaxed and they're drowning in debt. So if we can show you how to minimize your taxes so you can bring more money back into your home via your paycheck, save more money instead of giving it to Uncle Sam at the end of each year, or some of you guys will get a bigger refund because of this strategy at the end of the year, then now you have money to stop going to Uncle Sam, and you take that money and you pay off your car. You take that money, you pay off the credit card. You take that money and you pay off the student loan. You take that money and you pay off the furniture loan. You take that money, you pay off that big screen TV that you've been paying $25 on for the last 100 weeks. Pay that stuff off. Why? Because at the end of the day, if you guys kept the income that you had right now, but you have no debt, how many of you guys will be in a much, much better place right now? Zero debt. Don't get another increase on your job, but you got zero debt. Right? When I started this thing working in my life, I started skipping to work because the benefits, and I finally, once and for all in my life, started to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And because of these strategies, the light at the end of the tunnel just kept getting brighter and brighter and brighter, and got so much bright that last week I was able to put my job in the rearview mirror. Right? So when you understand how the money game is played, I promise you guys, the game of life takes on a whole new meaning. The sky literally becomes the limit. If you had absolutely no debt right now, how much different would your life be even if you kept the same income that you currently make? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about using the United States tax code, in my opinion, is the #1 wealth building tool in the entire world. But just like any other tool, very few people know how to use it effectively. I put a hammer in somebody's hand, and a master carpenter can make music with a hammer. Put a hammer in a layman's hand, and they can barely hit a nail 2 times in a row. Right? Same thing with this tool. This is a tool that can be used to build wealth. I can put this tool in the hands of a layman's person, and they're going to be scared to death to even apply any of the strategies that I'm giving you guys today, because we've been taught to fear the IRS. We've been taught to fear the government. And the same people who are teaching us to fear this stuff are the same people who are using it to their benefit, and they are continuing to grow their wealth while we are continuing to struggle. So if you don't believe me, do your own research. A tax professional and ask them about home business tax deductions. All right, do your own research. Go look up Sandy Botkins. Go look up my main man Eric Pierre from Bedrock Insurance. Go look up what is his name, Ron Mueller. Go look these guys up and let them talk to you and train you on how to effectively use the tax code. And then come back to me and pick up my financial success membership. It's free to join and just $35 per month. So we're going to put you in a home-based business in the financial education space. And all that simply means is we're going to give you a website with products and services that people can purchase. So you're in business from day one. We're going to give you a lead capture page and autoresponder system for online marketing. Those of you who understand how to market online, we're going to give you tax advice and tax preparation services. We're going to give you a cash flow manager, which is a software system that allows you to track your expenses on the fly. We're going to give you a cash flow strategist system that will allow you to build your financial game plan, how to eliminate your debts, which debts to eliminate first, what kind of investments you should be looking for, how to actually land on your number that you want to retire on based on a strategic approach and not just guessing. See, I used to guess about me having a $10,000 a month income from my investments. I had no idea that it took me $2,800 invested each and every month at an 8% rate of return to get there. I was just guessing. But now I no longer have to guess. I know exactly what kind of money I need to be making in my business. I know exactly what kind of money, how I should be minimizing my taxes. I know exactly what debts I should be attacking first and systematically rolling through my debt, getting those eliminated. And I know what types of investments I should be looking at and what type of return I need to be going for to land on that number in 10 years. How many of you guys have a system like that that spells out a game plan for you to get you to your wealth number? Right? So that comes with your $35 a month. We also provide a library for to help you shift your income, shift your mindset while you're in the process of shifting your income. Most people don't get that wealth begins in the mind long before it shows up in the pocketbook, wallet, or the bank account. You have to start thinking and acting like wealthy people before you manifest the wealth that wealthy people have. So we have a library that you can tap into where you get all of the business support that you need. So if you need branding and marketing coaching, it's in that library. If you just need personal growth and self-development, it's in that library. If you need business mentorship and strategy, it's in that library. If you need HR help, maybe your business has grown to where you want to start hiring people. All of that stuff is in that library. And that comes included in your $35 a month package, right? You get identity theft protection. It's included in that package. Now that I'm on my way to being a billionaire, my identity becomes more and more valuable. So I need to be able to protect my identity, my social, all of my bank accounts, my credit card information. All of that stuff is protected to the tune of $1 million if someone were to hack my system and get that information. Find some information with my social from years ago and start trying to use my social. I get an alert every time someone tries to use my social. Somebody try to use my name, I'll get an alert. I even get an alert if a sex offender moves in my neighborhood. That's important to me because I have children. That's important to me because I have great nieces and nephews that come hang out here. So I want to know if a sex offender moves into my neighborhood, so I get an alert without having to go to the sex offenders registry. I get an alert based on that program, right? I mean, we just got a host of stuff available for you. Got a cashback mall in the system. So if you shop online, shop through your own cashback mall, and that brings money back into your house. And then if other people shop at your cashback mall, that brings money to you as well. So we put you in a business that you can run from your home. And our primary focus on our business is teaching you tax minimization strategies, wealth building strategies. So you have a leg up and a way to attract people to you by teaching these strategies. You can get them involved in your business, and you can start making commissions of $25, $50, and $1,000 over and over and over again. And unlike many other businesses, we actually will teach you investment strategies. So don't just go make a whole bunch of money and then go buy a bunch of expensive stuff. We're going to teach you to go make a whole bunch of money, get yourself out of debt, and before you buy the expensive stuff, go buy you some assets, and then let the income from the assets pay for the expensive stuff. See, it's a different shift in mentality and mindset, but it starts with using the tax code to free up the money that you need first to get yourself out of debt. Now you can live a stress-free life. See, when I tell people that they can get all of this education for free, nobody is really understanding it. Why? Because you're so stressed out on your job. You're so stressed out financially. You're so stressed out socially because of your financial situation. You can't even see clearly. You can't even see clearly. All you can see is when somebody says free, there's some sort of catch. So it's not sinking in. There is no catch. This company that I'm with is all about community development and economic empowerment. But you cannot develop a community without capital. You cannot empower a community economically unless you first empower the people within that community economically. And one of the main things that is keeping you down economically is not understanding the tax code. So we want you guys to understand how to use the tax code to build wealth for you and your family once and for all. Get yourself out of a negative cash flow cycle. Get yourself out of the payday lending cycle. Get yourself a nice emergency fund put to the side, so if you mess around and lose your job, you're straight. Start building on something in addition to your job. I promise you, it will give you a completely new outlook on life. And where else can you go start a business for free and then maintain that business for $35 a month? Because let's face it, most of us aren't business minded. So you're not going to be able to jump into a business. So that's why people will tap out their 401k, start a business, and try to make that thing run for 3 or 6 months, and then they're out of business because they're not business minded. Well, here you got zero startup fee. You got a business coach and a mentor and a team of people. The Young Wealth Builders will help you understand how business works and start laying the foundation and helping you grow as a business person. So you're doing that over time, but it's not costing you thousands of dollars per month. We're talking about $35 a month. So you start with zero, $35 a month, and you start slowly shifting your mindset to become more business minded and business oriented. You can't do that in a traditional business, right? So you're learning the tax code, you're learning business strategy, you're learning branding and marketing, all at the same time, but you're only paying $35 a month. That's a little over $1 a day, guys. A little over $1 a day. You can learn all of this and keep your job. And then you can do like me. I built it for 18, 19 months straight, vigorously. I built it to eventually I put myself in position to where I can walk away from my job because I didn't have to stop my job and then figure out how to run a business and put food on the table at the same time. I kept my job. I ran this early in the morning and late at night, still had time for my family, still had time to coach basketball, still had time to take my wife out, all that good stuff, right? But I did them at the same time. I burned the candle at both ends because I believe my family is worth it. And I only had to do that for 20 months. So what other business can you get into for $0 and $35 a month and get the education, the tools, the mentorship and coaching that we're going to provide here and teach you how to literally use the tax code to build wealth. It's not many out there, right? So what we're going to do is if you want to partner with me, then let's see, I don't want to give you my website because I have some team members that I want to put you with under their team. I'll still be your primary coach and mentor, but what we do is we build for each other and with each other. So I've got some team members that I just recently put on. So if you want to build wealth with me using the tax code, text your name and the word wealth to 314-874-6887. 314-874-6887. Your name and the word wealth to 314-874-6887. And guys, let's be clear. This is not some automated system. If you text me, I'm going to call you. I get so many people that text me and then I call them and they don't answer the phone. What the hell you texting me for? I ain't got time to play no games, man. If you want to build wealth, text your name and the word wealth to 314-874-6887. If you really don't, and you just feel like you're in some sort of guilt trip that you just think it's the right thing to do to text me, no, man, I ain't got time for that. If you want to build wealth, I'm going to call you. And if you have some serious inquiry, that's fine if you got questions. I'm not saying that don't call me if you got questions. But if you text me and I respond to you and you don't answer the phone, what kind of sense does that make? I shoot you a text back and say, if now a good time to talk, and I never hear from you. What the hell you text me for in the first place? I'm looking for people who are serious about building wealth. And I want to help you in any way that I can, because it's my belief, it's my core belief that the reason we don't give a damn about the fire that's going on in our community is because there's a fire blazing in our own house. So I want to help you put the fire out in your own house, because I need to recruit more and more soldiers to go out here and put this blaze out in the community. But it takes economic empowerment. It takes understanding cash flow. It's taking having some business so you can really become radical in what you're doing. It's tough to become a freedom fighter when you're on the plantation. Right? Because we know that corporations are looking at Facebook pages and all of that kind of stuff. So you can't really be down for the cause sometimes when you're working a job. Well, we're looking for people who are serious about getting off the plantation, getting off that job so you can free up your time, so you can free up your mind. You can't even think straight. Can't even think straight. I'll tell you, my wife gets off work at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and she literally has about 30 minutes to get at ease, and then she's immediately thinking about the next work day. That shit's so crazy to me. It's so crazy. So that's why she's joining her husband in retirement, and we're running our franchise, building our empire together full time. Right? That was the funniest thing to me. She get off work, and then before she get a chance to kick her feet up, she's already thinking about the next work day. How much time is your job actually occupying in your mind? And when are you going to do something to change that? Are you really going to live like this for 40 years? Got to do something, guys. The tax code is the best way to build wealth in this country. The best way to access the tax code without having to leave your job is to start a home-based business. And the best home-based business to start is with your man, Cortez. You get to start for free, and it's $35 a month. And I promise you guys, you're going to get the same intensity, the same passion, the same drive, the same education that I give you every morning on this show. You're going to get that and some, because there's a lot of things that I can't teach on this show because I don't want any backlash for not being licensed and things of that nature. But I can pull you to the side in a private coaching session and say, you know what? Here's how you leverage credit to start building real wealth. Right? Here's how you use our credit restoration program to start creating another stream of income for yourself. So I can help you with all of that stuff. Here's how you take this education and then you write your first book. Here's how you take this information, and now you start building your platform, and now you're on stages across the country being a public speaker based on your ability to teach about wealth, teach about the tax code, teach all of these different things. So guys, I got you is what I'm saying. Even if you don't want to build a financial education franchise and you say, you know what, I want to partner with you because yes, I want to know how to get my cash flow right. I want to partner with you, yes, because I want to know how to invest. But I don't really want to build this as a business. I have this other thing that I'm passionate about. Well, guess what? That other thing is still going to require a business strategy. It's still going to require the tools that we provide to help you track all of your business expenses. It's still going to require branding and marketing coaching. So yes, you coming to the table with this program, while it's free, it's not always going to be free, will get you all of that and so much more. So guys, that's my time. Today's show is brought to you by American Hustle. I will be at God's Divine Order in Milwaukee, Wisconsin tomorrow at 6:00 p.m. Doors open at 6. Presentation starts promptly at 6:30. The address over there is 7817 West Brown Deer Road, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53223. So if you're in the Milwaukee area, then I want you to definitely come out and check out a live presentation and see what I do. You can ask your questions live. We always leave time for Q&A. Again, that's in partnership with American Hustle Investments. My man Jay Turner is bringing me up. God's Divine Order, 7817 West Brown Deer Road, 53223 is the address there. This weekend, Friday evening, all the way through Sunday, I will be in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you're in the Atlanta area, I'm having a meet and greet at the Crown Plaza Hotel near the airport. That is Saturday morning from 9 to 11. There will also be a live business presentation of our income shifting system, so you can learn more about my financial success membership, done by one of our leaders, a multi-millionaire in the industry of financial education. So if you want to come check out a live presentation and hear it from somebody else, then you certainly can. 887 Yvette, 314-874-6887. 6887. So text your name and the word wealth to 314-874-6887. If you're serious, guys, don't text me and then I call you and you don't answer the phone. I get so sick and tired of that, because what people are expecting is they're expecting to text that number and there's some sort of automated system that's going to spit out them some information that they can review and forget about. This ain't that. I'm seriously looking for people that I can interview and see if we can work together. And see if you are serious about putting some skin in the game, doing the necessary work to start building wealth for you and your family. So this weekend in Atlanta, tomorrow in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then next week, schedule is wide open. So if you want to partner with me and you want me to come to your city, your town, your church, or whatever to bring this wealth building information, then let's connect. Let me get you plugged into the Financial Success Membership, and I'll tell you what I require in order to get you to that next level, so that I can come to your town, share this with your friends, family, your church congregation, your youth program, whoever. It's just about us getting the collective financial IQ of our people lifted up so that we can eventually start to rebuild our communities. It's going to start with capital, and capital starts with education and knowledge on the subject of money and taxes first. So I'm your main man, H. Cortez, one and only financial health mentor to the working class. I so count it a privilege, an honor, and a blessing to be able to present to you guys this morning. You guys give me great feedback, so I appreciate your patience as we struggle through getting my phone right so that we can get the live presentation on Facebook. Says, I got it. I'll call you later. Have a blessed day. Appreciate you guys. So until I talk to you in tomorrow's show, where I'm trying to line up a special guest for tomorrow's show before I hit the road. Hopefully I can get that guest lined up and locked in. But if not, I will bring to you another awesome show, as I try my best to do every day. So until I talk to you in tomorrow's show, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. Peace out, people.